Greetings, what is up, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is hiding and the rain is pouring, and the magpie is casting. Coming to you guys right now with a 1v1 replay, featuring this time a rematch between the two players we saw last on the channel. So spoiler alert, I'm probably going to talk about the last game. If you've not caught that last video and you are a fan of the Deserts of Karak action, please do go back and watch it now, because otherwise you're going to have that video spoiled for you. So, spawning in the south, playing as the black coalition forces, it is going to be Garmillator. And spawning in the north, playing as the pink Soban forces, it is going to be EmptySouls01. So yes, these two guys played in the last video on the channel. And it was a really good game. Two players of pretty evenly matched skill, always fantastic to watch and a privilege to cast. Some cool strats, techniques and skills showed off by both players. And yeah, that was just a really satisfying cast, to be honest. Thank you very much to Garmillator, of course, for sending me this replay. This is another one from the pack of replays that he sent me, which does, of course, include wins and losses for Garmillator. So the end result of this one, not spoiled. He sent me a whole load of replays, so that's really good of him. It's very fun. Very nice to have a look at a series of replays from one player, because you kind of get a feel for their playstyle and you get a feel for the variation and the way that they see the game. It's kind of a unique perspective to cast from, so that's going to be pretty entertaining for me, at least as a caster. So let's see, we got LAVs coming on out for Garmillator here. In the previous game, he was the more aggressive player, so we'll have to see if that's going to be the case here. It certainly looks to be that way. Scouting probes beginning to come on out for Garmillator now, so he's going to get a look at his opponent. Looks like the LAV is now beginning to come out for EmptySoul. So last time Garmillator went railgun first, but after like a lot of LAVs, he went for like maybe 12 or something, and was able to put on a lot of pressure. I think he went for LAV armor as well, reasonably early, so let's keep an eye on that actually, because he went for the LAV armor before the railguns last time. So that'll be a telltale moment as to what his plans are in this early stage of the game. Here come the initial LAVs. He's going to figure out that this is a base runner here, put some damage on that thing. He's going to figure out exactly how many base runners his opponent has. Edging his base runner further forwards here is Garmillator. Ready, of course, to use the turret ability, which is pretty useful. He's kind of herded this base runner into quite a vulnerable position. He's split it off from the LAVs of EmptySoul. Even going to claim this high ground advantage here. So that's going to be pretty useful for Garmillator as he assaults this base runner. Is he following this up with more LAVs? One more joining the front, but beyond that, not too much. And this time, yeah, looks like we're going to see a different build from Garmillator, going for AAV fabrication, no LAV armor level 2. So whether this is an adaptation to the map or just whether it's something that suits Garmillator's mood, that is a matter of conjecture at this point, and not something that I can answer definitively. But it is interesting to think about. Base runner here for EmptySoul gets taken out. And I think that something similar happened last game, which makes me think EmptySoul perhaps, when he's playing against Garmillator, whoa! Whoa! He's doing tricks! Flip style, Misty Flip, 720 XL goofy style stuff to do. Wow. Okay. What? That was some highly unusual carrier activity. I mean, I've seen carriers do some pretty insane stunts before, but I think that's the most insane stunt I have ever seen. Wow. Just wow. That was very exciting. But let's turn our attention now back to the pressure which Garmillator is applying here. Still has the base runner, still has the option of throwing down a turret. Well, he will, as long as he has the 250 CUs required for that turret. Looks like he's just going to shark on around to the left flank here. I would be amazed if he manages to get much done, because unlike the last game, he doesn't have a lot of LAVs and he doesn't have armor level 2. So the ALMs and the, what have we got, 8 LAVs here of EmptySoul should be enough to keep this lot at bay. We'll see. Remember, AAVs will be coming though for Garmillator. I imagine we should see them coming out shortly. Actually, he's going to go for a support cruiser first. That does make some sense. So looking to get... This is a much more economic opening than we saw in the last game here from Garmillator. I think in the last game his support cruiser was like delayed a little more than this. EmptySoul still favouring a more macro style though, his support cruiser out. Turret gets placed down here for Garmillator. Oh, in a fantastic position as well, able to start picking off the ALMs. This is a really interesting counter to ALMs actually. Look at the range on that turret, perfect. EmptySoul's here forced to use his carrier, that's going to come on in, and also forced to replace these ALMs. How much does spawn ALM cost? 250. Yeah, so the turret killed 2 ALMs, so that has like paid for itself double. So this has already been efficient here by Garmillator. I love the way he just sharks around looking for damage. It's great. He's like, found a salvager here. I don't think he's going to be able to get it, but at least he's making his opponent save that salvager. You might as well do it, because if your opponent doesn't, then hey, you're a salvager up on them, so that's pretty cool. Coordinates confirmed. So okay, no AAVs actually coming out yet, and he's getting the LAV Assault Pack at this early time. Love it. So we're going to have some pretty turbo LAVs here. No AAVs whatsoever. I suppose he's waiting until the moment is right, so he just has the tech, but doesn't actually want to build any AAVs just yet. I suppose this also gives him the option of moving into air tech, which is a nice option to have, as we saw EmptySoul in the previous game make some pretty spicy use of an early gunship. That was nice. How many LAVs are we up to here? 16 versus 9. And because he has the turbo pack, because he has the LAV assault pack, as soon as he has the upper hand in any particular fight... Oh no, EmptySoul moving into a disastrous situation here, because as soon as Garmillator has the upper hand, he can use the assault pack even now to just overrun his foe and get the kill on every single one of these LAVs, and that is going to be a costly loss here. There's the assault pack, and now these LAVs at the back are going to start firing, and this is looking so bad for EmptySoul. He's going to get a little bit of high ground advantage here, but it's not going to be enough to write home about, and these LAVs of Garmillator just doing brutal damage here. In fact, Garmillator's going to have the high ground here momentarily. Oh, dearie me. Oh, the efficiency there. Let's just take a look at the units lost tab. We can get a feel for it. Actually, you know what? It's much closer than I gave credit for. I wonder if this includes the ALMs and the turret that gets destroyed. That is actually so much closer than I gave credit for. What am I missing here? I was rather hoping that that tab was going to demonstrate my point, but for one reason or another, it doesn't. Oh well. Garmillator going to start herding some artifacts back to his extraction zone here. Tech of choice here for EmptySoul looks to be AAVs, and that is going to stabilize him for now. LAVs, of course, famously not so great against AAVs at this stage in the game. Missile batteries coming out for Garmillator. Wow, so he's gone for missile battery tech. I suppose that's nice to have, especially like when you see AAVs. It is nice that you have missile ship tech already, because obviously AAVs open up air forces, and the missile ship is the hard counter to anything that flies. So that's pretty cool there for Garmillator. This game so far looking again really good. Garmillator's early games in this replay and the last have just been so nice. So okay, 2 missile batteries. That's pretty cool. Cluster mortars don't do too much damage to AAVs, do they? I feel like they don't do too much damage. Coordinates confirmed. Set new heading. Garmillator's grabbed this artifact, but his base runner continues to shark around in the middle of the map, so possibly, yeah, he's going to put down a turret around about here. That's a great place for a turret as well, right on the spine of this sand dune. Going to have great arcs. Okay, did he cancel the turret? Oh no, sorry, the turret is there, I just didn't see the health bar. Okay, cool. So Garmillator posturing pretty strong in the middle of the map right now. Grabs his second support cruiser, and that is rallied to the front and then to the third resource point. So I wonder if that's to repair. How much damage are on these LAVs? Not particularly a lot. I wonder why he's rallied that forwards. Is that a misrally? Yeah, that was okay. So it was just because his LAVs were rallied to the front. Okay, all right, chill out, Magpie. Research completed. Turns out Garmillator knows what he's on about. Knows what he's doing. Salvager online. Okay, so now we get to see how much damage. Oh wow, okay, I take it back. Turrets do loads to AAVs. Wow, I really thought that the AAV armor would negate a lot of the damage from that turret. But I suppose turrets do their damage in packets of 30. That is more than I thought. Yeah, missile ship, take that. No airborne scouting for you, EmptySoul. So now it's kind of on EmptySoul to make a move here. Whoa! Is that an assault cruiser? Well, that'll do. Now, in the last game, it was interesting to note, he didn't use the indirect fire ability on the assault cruiser. Tactical missile. So it does cost 250 CUs, maybe that's why he didn't. But we'll have to see if he does this time. It's been a long time since I've seen an assault cruiser use a tactical missile, to be fair. In my head, it seems like a pretty cool counter to LAVs, but whether or not that's actually true, I'm going to have to go back and check. Are these like a load of support cruisers being built? Like cruisers. That's pretty cool. Okay, Magpie, focus on the action here. Get us underway. New heading set. So Garmillator moving up to a third mining location. EmptySoul's actually just a little ahead of him. Going to be grabbing that one as well. Let's check Garmillator's power reserves. Yeah, he's going up in. He loves to weaponize this carrier around about this timing, and I think it's really smart. Seems to have paid dividends in the last game. Perhaps we'll do the same this game. On our way. So he has railgun tech. 5 railguns. Garmillator actually getting set up in a really nasty position here. Like, how do you approach this if you are Empty Soul? You know, one assault cruiser does not beat 5 railguns. There's anti-air support here, so you ain't going to counter it with air units. There's an overwhelming LAV advantage here for Garmillator, who's going to push in onto this third mining location of Empty Soul, and this will have to fall back. Whoa, the assault cruiser getting some fantastic hits onto these LAVs actually. The AoE damage on the laser cannons being really valuable there. That's nice stuff. He's using the overcharge. So that'll be why. Yeah, that'll be why it's doing so much damage. The AAVs here of Empty Soul, I mean, that's 4 AAVs over here. I think I like just 2 back here, and then 2 over here. Having all 4 of them back here, possibly an error here. Anyway, another assault cruiser comes out. That's probably going to be enough to, at least for now, push back these LAVs until the railguns get into a cohesive position, which for Garmillator you have to think is going to be... This sand dune here is like appealing, but doesn't quite have the range. This sand dune here is very nice, but there's already an assault cruiser covering that actually. So now some Soban railguns starting to come up from Empty Soul. So I wonder if Garmillator's window to exploit his railguns here to their utmost already beginning to close. ALM gets deployed way out here. And actually that may allow Empty Soul to pick off this one railgun, so that's pretty effective. I like that a lot. Spicy. And this here, as you can see, is blocking line of sight. So this ALM here, actually that is a really, that is a tech position. I like this. This is like the most clutch arm logistics module ever. Okay, so, I mean, look, a load of AAVs come in. Sorry, a load of LAVs come in. The assault cruisers could, blitz them. Luckily, none in position. Gonna commit another ALM to this defensible position here is Empty Soul, and I still think that's really hench. It's really cool. Let's check the tech here for Garmillator, who has his 3rd support cruiser, allowing him to free up his carrier to join the front. So, the carrier going up to power reserve level 4 already. Wow, Garmillator's just such a monster. And he's going to sneak an artifact out here to take the lead in the scoreline as well. So this game just going kind of swimmingly for Garmillator. I mean, props to Empty Soul. I like his moves. I think his... you know, the positioning on these ALMs has been solid. The assault cruisers have actually been pretty good. I mean, they've been okay at least. They've kept them alive. I don't know about good. The AAVs and the railguns are definitely going to be useful. Empty Souls has a fine position in this game, but I think it's safe to say the advantage with Garmillator right now. Let's see what he can make happen when his carrier hits the front. He can use the cluster mortars off of these missile ships to take out these ALMs, actually. Let's see how much damage they do. Cluster mortar. It's not actually listed, but we're going to see how much damage it does. So 1100 health on an ALM. You have to think Garmillator will fire those cluster mortars momentarily, so let's just zoom out and see if anything else is going on. Okay, here they come. Cluster mortars out. Bomb bomb. Badoo badoo. Alright, so did, what, 700 damage, so that's 350 per cluster mortar onto those ALMs, so it would take obviously more than 2 cluster mortars to destroy one, but he can work these down. He can work these down, and he gets the damaged ALM straight away. So what have we got over here? So it's an assault cruiser on each flank. This is one of those times when I wish I could see the production crew for the production queue, sorry, for Empty Soul. Garmillator, for his part, researching battle cruisers, and with his carrier at the front, those battle cruisers are going to be deployed straight into the fight. He has so many power reserves. Power reserve level 5 finishing right now. Does that unlock the nuke? Okay, so Garmillator just has the ability to put down tactical nukes into his opponent's lines. The cruise missiles could be very devastating here. On the right flank, looks like Empty Soul going to be moving out some LAVs, takes out the base runner of Garmillator here, prevents the artifact from scoring, which is a really worthwhile and good thing to have done. But I worry about the potential of these nukes. I worry about the potential of this carrier. Oh my god, the Coalition carrier so fast with no power and speed, because obviously speed is not one of its systems, but the Knef Galzian player in me is just like, oh, they're so fast. Okay, here comes the nuke. And where's it going to go? Sails across the resource location. Ugh! I mean, that is a grievous blow. I mean, is that too much? Is that like game-winning damage there? I don't know, but it's pretty good. I mean, Empty Soul still has a really good army. I just don't know how many power reserves he has in his carrier. Okay, I do know how many power reserves he has. None. So that's not great. Man, that nuke was just turbo efficient. What's the cooldown on a nuke? Okay, 2 minutes. But at this range, the nukes are just devastating. They hit in so fast. I just don't think there was anything that Empty Soul could have done about that. And there's going to be another one happening in like another minute and a half. And battle cruisers, you have to think, will be coming out soon. The research has finished. LAV upgrades also finishing up here for Garmillator, and I just love his position. It's so good. If he just had a couple of base runners, this would be this would be basically GG. But, you know, we're coming up to the halfway point on the timer. EmptySouls still very much in this game. He has only the one assault cruiser. Oh, wow. So he lost an assault cruiser on this flank. I did miss that action. And he's got a pack of LAVs. He's got a decently balanced army here. Oh, man, you know what? He needs to spread this army out, actually, because if a nuke hits that, that is over. This game is over then. And the nuke is about 30 seconds or so away from being ready. So this is dangerous times here for EmptySoul. I wonder what the play is going to be. As Garmillator, I mean, he's making use of this sand dune so nicely. He can take a fight here with the high ground advantage, or he can just force his opponent to stay back and stall the game out, because I think he just wants to buy time for the next nuke and for the battle cruisers, and then he can engage. This is just so tough. So tough for EmptySoul. I just don't see a good way of resolving this. So where's the next nuke going to go? I mean, you have to think it's going to land here, right? I mean, Hori could fire it there, but I think the middle position's better because that way you get a support cruiser for the tactical missile. Right. Tactical missile is ready. The first two battle cruisers have just now come out, so this represents the peak of Garmillator's strength, I think, in this game. Now he can strike. His carrier is just getting pinged by railguns here. That is annoying. He'll want to get... Whoa, these railguns actually finding a spicy angle where they can shoot through here. Going to get some good hits on this battle cruiser. The LAVs could feasibly engage this battle cruiser actually and start harassing it down. Okay, now the battle cruisers are opening up. The damage is real. The carrier is going to counter these railguns and force them to flee. The nuke comes out. I don't like that nuke actually. Not the best nuke for Garmillator. Still does grievous damage though. But I think if he'd have just put that a little further to the right, I would have done a lot more. And to be honest, I think I still prefer just nuking out the economy, because I just think if you're Garmillator, your army totally beats EmptySouls, so you might as well spend the nuke taking out his economy and kind of guarantee the win. So, I mean, not the best nuke according to my taste, but still absolutely fine. Does get some value, picks up a load of railguns. The battle cruisers now can just muscle on in. We're in a good position, but these railguns on the high ground being annoying. The high rate of fire on the Soban railguns will start piling the damage on. My god, battle cruisers have got a lot of armor. Even with armor break, they've got 21 armor. How much have they got normally? 25, savage. So, okay, so the battle cruiser is going to pressure across the open here, and that is what they are designed to do, pressure across the open. Is this more battle cruisers already out? Oh my goodness me, that's like 4 battle cruisers out here. And EmptySouls just reeling here, up against the ropes. Very little hope, and yeah, that's going to be the GG. Wow! I mean, that's a dominating display there from Garmillator, isn't it?
All ships reform on command carrier. Great job out there.
I mean, let's be real here, okay, players? I mean, I could use some feedback. My feeling about this is EmptySouls playing very well, but kind of hamstrung out of the gate by playing Soban? Is that a controversial opinion? What do you guys think? Tell me your thoughts. Because I just feel like the Coalition... I just feel like their base runner is better. I feel like ALMs are fine. They're okay, but I still feel like the Coalition carrier is better. I think Coalition battle cruisers are basically better. And I think Soban railguns... I think Soban railguns in a vacuum are better than Coalition railguns, but I mean, you have to pay for them. They are more expensive, and I think there's nothing wrong with Coalition railguns. They are just fine. It's like you don't need slightly better railguns for a higher cost. I mean, just a railgun is fine. The Coalition railgun is fine. There's no problem with it. I feel like the Coalition carrier with the tactical nuke, we've seen that be reasonably decisive now in 2 games. And the Soban carrier, to be honest, doesn't really seem like it's worth investing the power reserves in to unlock the microwave emitter, which is, of course, its ultimate weapon. It's just not that great. I've never seen the Soban carrier really contribute in a meaningful way to the outcome of a fight. And everybody else's carrier, like the Knef carrier, can rain down those cruise missiles and support from afar. The Gaussian carrier is totally spooky when you have enough power reserves. I mean, it is the hit and run master. The Coalition carrier is just a good all-rounder, a speedy tank with a tactical nuke launcher. So, like I say, I would appreciate your feedback, players. Is this just a case of EmptySouls being hamstrung by playing Soban, or was there something else he could have done better here that I miss? She could have done better here that I missed, because I don't know, it's tricky. I just feel like playing Soban is really tough, and these games have kind of demonstrated that a little bit. I don't want to underplay Garmillator, though. The way he's played these games has also been great, and these are deserved wins. Cool. So, wow, that concludes this replay. In what? Just under 18 minutes. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to think if I've got anything else to say about this game. It was just such a ferocious display from Garmillator. But yeah, I believe that does conclude this this replay. Thanks very much for watching. I've decided that I'm going to read the patch notes and jump into a game or two of Company of Heroes 2 at some point and get some casting of that back on the go. Because it is a great game, and I've been away from it for long enough that I think I can come back with a fresh mind and a fresh pair of eyes and enjoy it, and a fresh heart, and enjoy that one all over again. So yeah, stay tuned for some Company of Heroes 2, and for now, this is Magpie842, signing out.